Dev, new vinyl on the wall. I just want to say appreciate y'all for the new vinyl on the wall. This week, a lot of buzz has been going around. I think it was because of Pitchfork's album of the decade list that came out. A lot of people were talking about it through my Twitter feed. And first, before we start the video, just because I put that title in the video, I don't want you guys to say, oh, it's clickbait, it's clickbait. I just put that because I really didn't know what to call it. I really didn't know what to title it as. I was going to put To Pimp a Butterfly. I felt like that was something that could have stuck more to the topic of this video. But no, I'm not saying that Blonde is the album of the decade. I'm just, it's a title, all right? It's a title. But I do want to talk about the argument of, Blonde, Drake, To Pimp a Butterfly, every other artist, Solange I saw in there being in the top 10 as well. Look, it's a really tough topic when you think about it, when you're talking about album of the year, let alone of the decade. All right, this is the album that has impacted, I guess, a generation in the last 10 years. This is from 2010 to 2020. And when you really think about that, that's just me getting out of high school, because I would even say if this was earlier as 2009, that's when So Far Gone came out. And if you want to be real in terms of impact, Impact 2009, is that when Graduation came out as well? Or 808 and Heartbreak came out 2009? Because I did graduate that year. Trying to think right now. No, I don't think that was around that time. No, I think it came out in 2009, late 2009. Anyways, that's a whole different topic. What I want to get at right here, man, is a lot of people, especially on my feed, I know I have a lot of rap fans. A lot of people that watch me are rap fans first. A lot of people that watch Tabby. A lot of people that watch Sean, Melon. You guys are all rap fans first, and forget that there's other genres in music. Like, there is more to rap. I really don't understand why people think that music is revolved around rap. I don't know why this stereotype has come around that rap is this walking god of music. Like, it's really not. It just really confuses me when we all have our lists, especially when I had my list last year and I gave my top song of the year. If you want to go take a peek at that, I gave my top song of the year, and a lot of people were just like, are you sure Calvin Harris One Kiss? Like, yes, that was one of my favorite tracks of last year, and I do believe anything that Calvin Harris jumped on, it was the #1 track. This is why I laugh at it. Rap fans have it really confused. Why it may be the #1 genre in terms of popularity, I guess. Popularity. There's a lot of music that's right behind it, and there's a lot of singles that actually beat out rap. You know what I'm saying? Rap as a whole may be #1, but don't quit it twisted like Taylor Swift and Ariana Grande and all them girls and out there, like they not doing their thing. I think that was a lot of disrespect too when we got to the top 10, saying that Beyonce wasn't, worthy when compared to Pimp a Butterfly. I'm gonna tell you right there, as a black man right now, listening to Pimp a Butterfly, To Pimp a Butterfly has no replay value, at least for me. It's a time and place album, at least for me. Not saying it's one of the best rap albums of the decade or one of the best rap albums, period. I'm just saying it's, in terms of replay value, you just don't go, hey, let's pump that motherfucker To Pimp a Butterfly today. Hey, we gonna pump that To Pimp a Butterfly at this party. Hey, let's listen to Pimp a Butterfly at the gym. Hey, let's listen to Pimp a Butterfly when I'm with my girl. It's not. It's a time and place thing. The album was legendary. I'm not saying it's not. But I think a lot of people get confused when they say that To Pimp a Butterfly over a whole decade, when I compared it to someone like Drake. I'm sorry. This is my one thing, too. I can never stay on topic. Stop disrespecting Drake, all right? Like, stop disrespecting Drake. There's a reason why Drake is relevant now, and while his last couple albums have been mediocrity to a lot of people, for me it's been okay. But I agree with that. We can have that argument, subjective. At the end of the day, all this is subjective anyway. But his last couple albums have been mediocrity for a lot of people. But don't act like he did not release Take Care. Don't act like he didn't change and shift a whole generation. All right, that's what I say about album of the decades. That's where it becomes, in terms of influence as well. What Kanye did in My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. Stop disrespecting Kanye just because the motherfucker supports Trump or whatever he does. I don't give a fuck what he does. But stop disrespecting a timeless classic, top 10, top 5 album maybe ever in My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. And that's just because of the masses. I have a different order, but don't disrespect that album and say that you hate him because of his personality, because of his character. That is a whole different story. The man has shifted a generation. Same thing that goes on for Take Care. I won't even say Thank Me Later, because if you want to go for So Far Gone, the mixtape, probably the king of mixtapes that shifted another whole generation. I think you guys don't really understand how long a decade is. The To Pimp a Butterfly came out. It was the right time, the right thing. Look, a lot of shady shit was going down. We get that. America is still going through this shady shit. And I think that with Kendrick Lamar using his platform and speaking out and having such a soulful, meaningful album, along with the events that were going on at the time, it was a perfect time, perfect place. Because Lupe Fiasco did the same thing, and it wasn't praised upon. A lot of things that get me mad about To Pimp a Butterfly too. Thundercat was all over that production. A lot of you guys don't even know who the fuck Thundercat is. So you're gonna sit here and tell me that's To Pimp a Butterfly's album of the year because of what? Because of Kendrick? I'm pretty sure that album, at least from my experience from listening, production had a solid role in that. All right, and with all that jazz and all that funk playing all in there, a lot of y'all were really enjoying that because it was refreshing, something that we haven't gotten in a while. Don't say you like the production and don't even know who the producers were. Like, that's mind blowing to me. And another thing I want to say about To Pimp a Butterfly, where everybody say like it's just generally better. There's no argument with it. There is an argument. All right, I'm gonna tell you like this right now. Being from a foreign country, having a lot of family members, and I'm gonna tell you right now, 500 Filipinos in a barrio was not listening to To Pimp a Butterfly. But I tell you right now, they were listening to Blonde. All right. That's true. That's facts. I think that's another thing that happens too, and I hate that I have to bring up To Pimp a Butterfly so much because that's kind of the center of the topic right now, because I just saw the flood of comments. To Pimp a Butterfly, To Pimp a Butterfly, To Pimp, like it's that easy, when in reality it's really not that easy. Like people have it, and I guess you could say what Americans are, the English speakers, I guess you can say, just have this fascination with To Pimp a Butterfly. That it's literally, it's To Pimp a Butterfly or die. Like it's what I'm listening to. I'm gonna tell you right now, everything goes off. I always laugh about it. I always say this quote right here. Bro, in this world, there's what, 11 to 12 billion people in this world? You probably don't even meet a percent of that in your lifetime. Think about how many people are actually in this world. And for you to say that, without even actually really thinking about it, that the whole world is listening to Pimp a Butterfly. The world was not listening to Pimp a Butterfly. I tell you right now who's listening to Butterfly. Suburban kids, my opinion. This is my opinion. This is what I think. Suburban kids, black people. Black people, suburban kids. Alright? The new rap fans. Not even the new rap fans, because the OG rap fans and black people. That's who were listening to Pimp a Butterfly. Alright? My issue is 4 years goes by. Someone by the name of Frank Ocean makes Chanel Orange. Correct? Probably in terms of Pitchfork, and I'm not even trying to give credibility to Pitchfork because they've been off for like the last decade themselves. All right, but I believe Chanel Orange was 12, right? Chanel Orange was 12, and they put Blonde at 1. I'm gonna tell you right now, he comes back 4 to 5 years later. Don't quote me on the timeline. He comes back 4 to 5 years later, drops this out of nowhere album. We haven't heard of Frank Ocean. We have not heard of Frank Ocean in the last 5 years. He's been very quiet. I think he did one feature that might have been on Watch the Throne. Actually, might have did 2 features. He did one on Watch the Throne with Jay-Z and Kanye, and did another one I can't put my head around. But he did that and then releases Blonde, which blew up. Blonde blew up because the expectations that were expected from that album were set high after what we got from Chanel Orange. And this man Frank Ocean quietly, and smooth as he is, drops probably one of the best albums all around from my listening experience, all around, that I've heard in a long time in my music. And I've been here 27 years now, 28 years on this planet. I've been on this planet. I listen to a lot of music, all right? And from what Frank Ocean did, for me to still listen to that album time and time again, for it to be, just because this is another thing too. A lot of people think that an album has to have a meaning, a concept behind it, like it has to have some sort of story, something controversial about it to be an amazing best work of the century. No, Music just has to sound good. That's all it has. It has to sound good. And it's not like this man Frank Ocean wasn't saying anything in his music. You know, the references to all his cars, what he's been doing since the Lenny Brooks, how you say, the Lenny Brooks, get in the comment box below, let me know how you say that. You know, the Lenny B project, the mixtape where he had like 79 songs on there of sad boy shit, we get it. Accurate Integra was on that as well. So we all know about that legendary mixtape that Frank Ocean had. And my thing is, people are just like, no, it's not better than Butterfly. Nah, how so? How so? I guarantee you the world has listened to Blonde, and you can fact check. I don't know how we'll fact check this, but I'm saying you can probably find a statistic where the world probably listens to Blonde more than To Pimp a Butterfly. And I hate the fact that I gotta keep bringing up To Pimp a Butterfly because it is in the decade. It is top 10, top 5, arguably best album of the decade. I'm not fighting that, but I'm not saying it's not clear cut. It's not out here where you guys can just say it's unanimously To Pimp a Butterfly. It's just not. To Pimp a Butterfly to me is not even his best work. Good Kid, Mad City is still to me his better album. His better overall album. Sonically, his better album. Replay value, his better album. Conceptually, might not be his better album because To Pimp a Butterfly, like I said, time and place for everything as a black male, for everything he was standing up on, for the funk and the soul into. It just screamed black. It screamed African American. It screamed, I am proud to be your brother. That's what that album did. So that's when I listen to the album and I hear people's take on that, I'm glad that my brothers can speak on it and they love that shit because they feel proud to be a brother. I agree with that, man. I'm with y'all on that. But when someone tries to come up to Pimp a Butterfly, like, to me, Sing About Me Dying of Thirst, literally best out of those two is his best. Out of the 28 tracks from both of those projects, it's literally the best. Sing About Me Dying of Thirst. Like, y'all gonna tell me, y'all gonna argue me that that's not his best? Or we can even say Mortal Man. Mortal Man was my favorite track. Mortal Man, the track with the Isley Brothers, can't think of that. And These Walls were my favorite from, and the intro, because the intro had Thundercat on there and George Clinton on there. But that was my favorite from To Pimp a Butterfly. I'm ruining the video for that, but I'm just saying that, like, how can you guys sit there and disregard other music and not really look at the flaws in your own music? You're finding flaws in Beyonce, you're finding flaws in Kanye, you're finding flaws in Drake, but you're not finding flaws in To Pimp a Butterfly. And the one flaw I do have with it is it just doesn't have replay value. I can't tell you the last time I went through and listened to To Pimp a Butterfly, like, straight through, unless it was a car ride. Car rides, I definitely love to play To Pimp a Butterfly at least, you know, one trip, you know, a 4-hour trip. I'm gonna play it at least, you know, for the hour, because I definitely love listening to the album start to finish. But other than that, though, it goes right back into, it goes collecting dust for a little bit. And I can tell you right now that I go back to Good Kid, Mad City at least every other week. That's facts for me, at least. Like, I just don't understand how do you guys not think that someone such as Beyonce doesn't deserve album of the decade? I don't think you guys understand that the Bayhive wasn't even created in the early 2000s, late 2000s. That shit was in 2010s, all right? 2015, 2016. The Bayhive was just recently created. It has not been that crazy. Beyonce created her legacy in the 2010s all right? That's when her legacy started motherfucking cementing. That's when she became Queen Bee. So Drake's shifting a whole entire generation of music. What music has become nowadays, the formula for success. Yes, it may be the same old what we're getting now in the last two albums, but don't act like Take Care isn't a staple album in music. My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. Have people forgotten that Kanye is literally top 5 musician of all time? He's going to end up as a top 5 musician of all time, artist of all time. Maybe not rapper, but artist of all time. Are people forgetting that? Are people acting like, you know, Kendrick Lamar, with respect to Kendrick Lamar? You know, I used to, look, I was there for Section 80. I was there for OD. You know what I'm saying? I listened to all that beginning shit. I said at one point OD was better than To Pimp a Butterfly. I said that shit. And I kind of take my shit back on it because when I listen to it again, I'm like, yeah, I kind of fucked up on that. But again, it's all about sonically pleasing. Like, replay value, I still listen to a couple tracks from OD and it sounded like, yo, I mean, I just don't want to talk about that right now. Anyways, don't act like Kanye hasn't shifted music to what it is right now as well. That's what I think, that people don't understand what albums of the decades are. How it has the overall presence of an album. All right? That's what I say is the change. Like, if you want to say to me, if you want to think about it in the 2000s, there's a lot of albums. I still say that The Love Below Speaker Box is the album of the decade in that era, from the 2000s to 2010s. That was a game changer. That was something that hasn't been done in a whole decade, and what it did for society in general. Everybody listening to Speaker Box, The Way You Move. Everybody listening to Hey Ya, Polaroid Pictures. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody listening to Roses and shit like that. That was a whole generation. So I feel like an album of the decade has to have just not an album of the year presence, but has to have an overall presence of the whole 10 years, all right, of the decade. It has to have that influence, that impact. If you want to be real, no one really, I mean, To Pimp a Butterfly came out. I haven't heard about it. Now, if we're talking about best rap album of the decade, okay. How are people leaving Good Kid, Mad City out of this? Oh my God, I can't even think right now. I honestly can't even think right now because it's so confusing. You see how subjective this shit is? Like, there is no right answer. I do think that Blonde was a safe answer for Pitchfork standards. But to sit there and say that it's unanimously To Pimp a Butterfly, I don't agree with that. And I'm just gonna keep it like that, man, because I keep rambling about the same thing over and over. I'm not really good at these like talks. I'm more of a barbershop talker. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not more of one of those insightful dudes that kind of just give you the facts and shit. Like, no, I'm the dude at the barbershop that's gonna find reasons and literally talk you till your fade done, and then still kind of talk to you when you're trying to get to the car. You know, the one person that trying to talk to you after you get your haircut, trying to leave and shit. I'm that one person, all right? I'm not gonna let you leave. But get in the comment box below, man. Let me know what you think your album of the decade would be. Like I said, man, a lot of you guys, when I like to bring up Drake, you guys like to clown me. But, I mean, really think about it, man. Drake shifted a lot of this shit, all right? And I'm not trying to say that he deserves the #1 decade. I'm just saying, I know Take Care was like top 15. But I'm just saying, though, you can't really act like everybody is listening to rap. That's not what the world is listening to, all right? I've been to the other side of the world, all right? And I'm not talking about like the UK and shit where everybody's still speaking English. I'm talking about to like Korea. I'm talking about like India and shit. I'm talking like these people aren't listening to Pimp a Butterfly. It just wasn't like that. Like, there's a lot of other genres out there, man. And I think y'all gotta really fail to. And I think a lot of rap fans are still kind of failing to realize what actual other music is, and it's kind of just like, why? Why are you guys so revolved around rap music? Why can't you guys just get out of the box? Anyways, get in the comment box below, man. Let me know what's your favorite track. 3,000 likes, always a new vinyl on the wall. If you look, man, I know a lot of y'all been asking how you support me. Throw $1 to the Patreon, you get my Apple Music. Throw $2, you get my Spotify. If I haven't accepted you, go ahead, shoot me a post on the Patreon. But yeah, man, I've been here doing this for 3 years. And I may not be the greatest at it, but I'm definitely real with myself. And any support is appreciated. So, you know, I always say $1 in a dream, man. You know, 10,000 people give me $1, man. You know, we can keep this shit moving. I always try to say, you support the channel. New vinyls on the wall. Every time you guys get 3,000 likes, as you can see, what's that vinyl right there? Go ahead and name it. Hashtag name that shit. One of my favorite artists of all time. One of my favorite albums of all time. That's the vinyls that go on the wall. My favorite albums usually of all time that kind of just, you know, shifted my life. That's for the albums I put on. Let me stop talking, man. I keep talking. God. Get in the comment box, man, what you think. Don't forget to follow me on social media. Let me know what you want to hear. All that good stuff. Till the next time, this has been your boy Dev. I don't, like always, been fucking talking too much, man. We out. I will continue conversations another day. And let me know how you feel about the topic, man. I just had to get that off my chest. I saw a lot of shit that was really getting me pissed. Just remember, it's always other genres out there, all right? It's not just about rap music. I'm gonna keep it like that. Till the next time, we out. Peace.